What's good, y'all boys? Welcome back again to another video. Listen. I'm gonna cut to the chase, okay? Because maybe I tend to be long-winded, or I just talk a lot, or there's just so much information to talk about. I don't know. There's a lot of thoughts that be going through my head, and I don't take any meds, okay? So if I come off as whatever, it is what it is. It's a straight, genuine, off the dome, okay? Listen. This is another video covering Gamergate 2.0, right? I mentioned in the last one that somehow the Canadian government and the DHS, Department of Homeland Security, is somehow involved in this stupid shit. I didn't have time in the last one to talk about it, so I'm going to talk about it now, okay? But first off, I just want to talk about how it's so funny now that the fact that, like, I made a video 2 months ago reacting to Griffin Gaming's video that he made 3 months ago talking about Sweet Baby Inc. This wasn't such a widespread, like, big thing online compared to how it is now. Like, to the point where you have Elon Musk retweeting shit about it like 2 or 3 times. He tweeted something about it. You see Matt Walsh, right? Matt Walsh, certified conservative Republican boomer who thinks anime is satanic and video games is a waste of time, you know. So he shares that in common with Andrew Tate.
You might have heard something about one of the companies behind this indoctrination effort called Sweet Baby Inc., or SBI. And in a moment, I'll get into the details about what exactly...
You know, I'm not really going to react to what he say. Listen, because I don't really care. I mean, I already know he kind of agrees with what I think. Just because, you know, I already know. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it. But the only reason he don't care about gaming and shit like that. He thinks it's a waste of time. The only reason he's talking about it is because there are a lot of progressive-ass, super liberal, super left-leaning people that are in this industry trying to push their ideas into it, just like they do with Hollywood and movies and stuff. Boom. But it's the reason I bring it up because this is so funny how, like, they're, you know, obviously they're using it for, they want to get in on it. They want to monetize on it. They want to get in on the clicks and shit like that. Just like everybody else in the space. The journalists are trying to get money. The people on YouTube trying to get money. It is what it is. But on the whole opposite side of the spectrum, we got journalists out here on Wired, the small company at the center of Gamergate 2.0. I spoke to the folks at Sweet Baby about the current harassment campaign against them. You can't convince a conspiracy theorist. The person who started Sweet Baby Inc. detective says he's not actually played some of the games he claims he detected a pattern in. He says he didn't play God of War, Ragnarok, but he noticed things different. Now, I understand that argument to an extent. Like, you're talking about something, you said you noticed a pattern or something, but you didn't even play it. So what pattern did you notice? But at the same time, if you see something off of a trailer or whatever, or you see something that's like in someone else's gameplay or whatever, like, there's other ways to see something is inside of something other than playing it too. So on the surface, it seems like, oh yeah, that's a good point. He didn't even play it and he's talking shit, But I mean, look how many people you saw Suicide Squad, right? How many people played Suicide Squad? How many people are playing Sushi Squad right now? Probably like 5,000 people. There's more people playing the old Batman games than they're playing that shit. So people saw what they saw and saw, okay, I'm not going for it. They didn't buy it. They didn't play it. So it's not really a good argument. So you see that this is the idea that they're talking about, right? They think it's all right-wing, far-right, conspiracy theories, yada, yada, yada. The same dog whistles that they use. So that takes us to here. To take this. Combating extremism in video games. So this happened in January. This came out in January. Take This and Logical AI are partnering to research the ways in which extremists exploit digital game spaces. Researchers on the project aim to better understand the vulnerabilities of and threats to gaming communities and provide education and resources to the games industry and government stakeholders to better address this growing. Over 3 billion people worldwide play games. Games have become one of the largest sectors in the entertainment industry. That's the key thing. Gaming, then you heard Matt Walsh say, gaming has become one of the most profitable form of entertainment, okay? More than Hollywood, more than all them other niggas, okay? So these people see, okay, it's just so big. There's such a big audience in it. It's mainly a male-dominated space. It's mainly males that play games, mainly dudes that play games. We have to get our claws in it and change them. This is a way that we can change people. We can force behaviors by getting into what they like, right? What did Brian Inter say? Give them what they like, and then give them something that they think they don't like, and then make them like it, okay? That shit's always so funny. I'm going to put that clip in, too. You got to put the clip every time.
Give people the stuff you know they want so you can inject things that maybe they aren't familiar with or maybe they don't know they want, but make them like that stuff.
However, with the good inevitably also comes the bad. We know that extremists exploit the community building and identity development opportunities of gaming spaces to spread propaganda, radicalize participants. See, they put a lot of links to stuff. Matter of fact, let's click it, okay? Let's click this link. Spread propaganda. Where does that take us? Extremists, this is from 2021. Extremists using video game chats to spread hate. Extremists are using, okay, BBC click is found. It's from BBC. Just to let you know, some of this stuff is, okay, from the main areas I see some of these people that are talking about stuff where they're coming from is Canada, California, and London. I'm seeing a lot of London in London, England. I'm seeing a lot of that. It's very interesting. I don't know too much about the UK and how dynamics go over there, but shit. Over 3 months, research found anti-Semitism, racism, homophobia on platforms including DLive and Odyssey, where users stream and chat about games such as Call of Duty, Minecraft. Once you're in the world, the radicalization starts. What? Joe Mulhall of anti-fascist organization Hope Not Hate said, that's when you start to go to other meetings, smaller groups, starting necessarily playing games, talking about politics more explicitly. So they're saying that they're being indoctrinated from me skimming this article. I admit I'm skimming it. That because there are people that these include. Hold on. Banning players for racist, hate oriented names. Okay. Okay. These included Nazi concentration camps and Jaeger detainment camp and gangs with Robert. Become a racist, simulate the murder of people belonging to ethnic minorities by running them over in the car. Okay. See, I don't have a problem with them like taking shit like that down. Okay. Yeah, I don't have a problem with them taking shit like this down because it's stupid. I remember when that GTA trailer came out and I didn't get a chance to make a video on it because I was really busy around the time when that happened. But there were people on Twitter, like, some of them were joking, but also some of it is like, is this a joke for real? They're like, I can't wait to mow down all these other black people. One of the people said, no, what was it? He was like, I can't wait to mow down all these disgusting creatures. That's not a joke. That's not, like, I think they're really rage baiting, you know what I mean? But it's like, shit like that is weird. That shit is weird. I ain't gonna lie to you. But, okay, so boom, that's where that goes to, alright? I don't know how does that radicalize people, though? Because any regular person would be like, whoa, why? Like, running over people is crazy. Like, that's any regular person. It's reminding me of these conversations about, it's so funny how the pendulum swings. Because before, it was like more conservative people saying that, oh, you know, video games are too violent. We can't let these kids play video games. They're going to make them violent. They're going to make them shoot up schools and do all this stuff. But now it's swung. The pendulum swung in the opposite direction. Now it's more left-leaning people saying, oh my gosh, we can't let all these people play video games. We have to change them. They're becoming Nazis. They're becoming radical right-wingers, alt-right. Like, it's really funny how shit just switches over. Yeah, it's really funny. It's really funny. And they have the government backing them. Okay. I can't click all these links just for the videos. The video's gonna be too fucking long. Radicalized participants. Wired. How Roblox became a playground for virtual fascists. Okay. I saw Canada. Okay. Okay. Individuals can persist out of the game into the real world. As highlighted during the early days of the pandemic, games have become a regular part of many individuals' ways of connecting with family and friends. However, good. Okay, I read that. Yeah. High-profile acts of violence committed by right-wing terrorists active in online game communities such as the Buffalo, New York shooter. Despite the profitability and popularity of digital games, industry and government understanding in creating games and gaming communities resilient to extremist exploitation remains limited. Many game studios lack the extremist resources and experience that large social media companies have developed in the last decade. Even these social media platforms, no stranger to the need for effective content moderation and safety tools, can struggle to effectively combat extremist speech. Okay, yada yada yada. Okay, woo. So it's talking about extremist behavior, adaptability to changing social and political landscapes that can impact extremist activity in games. Yada 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 yada. This work is made possible by a grant from the Department of Homeland Security. Okay, so this is where it comes from. What people was talking about. This is where it comes from. This is how they got the grant. And who's the person that wrote this? Elizabeth Kilmer, PhD. All right. So again, they're trying to say that because there are people who are racist that go and play games and they might make a mod that makes you run over black people or whatever, or they might put like swastikas in their playing a game. That's not a crime. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not defending these people, but I guess technically I am, huh? But that's not a crime. Like, I don't like it. Like, if a game developer saw that and take that shit down, I mean, I don't have no problem with that. I'll probably take that shit down too. Like, I'm not spreading that shit. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, they're using this as like, because they always, whenever they push it like this, they're trying to take away people's freedoms. Okay, I ain't gonna lie to you. They're saying they're targeting a certain type of people, but it ends up affecting everybody, right? I'll give you an example. There was, okay, like they try to conflate certain shit. Like not everybody supports like pride flag, shit like that. Woo woo woo. They don't support that shit. They don't support that gender ideology shit. Not necessarily gay people, but they don't support saying that gender is flexible. You can be a man, you can be a woman, you can be whatever you want to be. Because that's, to me, that's destructive, especially for little kids. That's why I think it was in Europe or the UK, whatever, they banned hormones. They banned the gender, they banned hormone blockers. Okay, they banned them for little kids because it's not safe. It's dangerous. Anyways. I think someone made a mod for Spider-Man or something, or some game where they made a mod where they took out the pride flags. They didn't like that shit, so they took it out. People was crying, and they deleted the mod. Whoever owned the site deleted the mod. Now, making something that removes pride flags is not the same as making something where you can run over black people purposely or put a bunch of Nazi shit everywhere. It's not the same, but they're trying to equate that as the same. So because they're trying to push the things that they believe as the normal belief, right? That's what it is. So the fact that the Department of Homeland Security involved in this is very, very interesting, and it goes to show you what's really going on. Now, there's this thread on Twitter, which I just saw. I didn't read it, so we're gonna read it for the first time on here. Okay, this is by Savvy Artist, Madam Savvy, and they're talking about Take This organization and the grant from the Homeland Security. Yesterday, I wrote about Take This org and their DHS grant. Let me drink some water. Canada announced a funding program on March 13, 2024, to study violent extremism in video games. So let's unpack today the relationships and connections. The federal government of Canada has announced more than $300,000 in funding awarded to a group to study how gaming communities can potentially create environments conducive to radicalization and violent extremism via gender-based analysis. Is anyone remembering that graph that was kind of falsely made that was showing that women are becoming more liberal and men becoming more conservative? The official post from Canada.ca specifically states that they're looking at how misogyny plays a role in extremist ideologies across geography. Oh, that's a bar. Misogyny across geography. Okay, here's the news release. Okay, do gender-based analysis, So that's everything that she wrote. Okay. Oh, actually, it's of more than $317,000. Damn. Dominic LeBlanc, Minister of Public Safety, has approved this funding and are working with Extremism and Gaming Research Network through a partnership with the Royal United Services Institute for Defense and Security Studies. The funding provided falls under the Community Resilience Fund, which aims to combat extremist violence in community. Okay, yada yada yada. How about they go combat fentanyl? Damn. What is Extremism and Gaming Research Network? Let's unpack. EGRN is a research network that aims to uncover how malign actors exploit gaming, and inversely, they want to use gaming for good. Started in 2021, 2021, the George Florida vacation. That's something that I've seen black conservatives say, and I didn't get it at first, but now I understand. Especially when you look at certain shit, when you look at certain Democrat policies when it comes to criminals, right? They be letting out dangerous criminals to go do the same shit again, right? A lot of that happened after 2020, where activists strong-armed a lot of these local governments and shit like that, and politicians to do criminal justice reform that it's not doing shit but making it worse for regular people. Anyways, 2021. After 2020, that's when all this shit started happening to an extreme, and it made that shit happen even more rapidly. They boast more than 60 registered members and include many top global think tanks and institutions. One of their core mission questions reads as such: how can gamers and gaming platforms be empowered to combat hate and facilitate building positive, resilient communities? A direct quote from the website front page. We also act as a bridge from gamer communities and small CSOs developing their own games all the way to donor governments and international policymakers at the United Nations. Through the through the mandated UN Office of Counterterrorism and other mandated UN agencies. Okay, Okay, so that's all. That's where it comes from. Some listed partners. Sheesh. If you scroll to the membership list page filed under individual members, the fifth one listed is Dr. Rachel Cowart. Dr. Rachel Cowart. No, it's not her. Other members included are an ADL. Oh my gosh, ADL. We know what that means. Lecturers from various universities and various counterterrorism individuals, along with far-right extremist experts. Claudia Wallner, Rachel Cowart, Linda Schiegel. What are these last names? Cowart. How about Coerce? Rachel Coerce, that's what I'm going to call her. Under the research tab on the website, under reports and research papers, they directly link to posts written by Dr. Rachel Cowart, linking to Take This Org, and the second article listed is that from the ADL. On the same page, they talk about conducting the first ever behavioral research within the gaming community of Brazil and their involvement with political action. That's why they're coming after Cabrutus, because he's from Brazil. The guy who made that Steam page talking about Sweet Baby Inc., Sweet Baby Detector. And you must be asking yourself, how does all this connect back to Sweet Baby Inc.? Cowart authored a blog post from Take This Org denouncing Gamergate 2 and linking a Kotaku article defending SBI. All links in the following post. Official announcement from Canada with quotes from the Minister of Public Safety. ADL paper included. A Brazilian study on Gamer's politics link interesting quotes showing their focus. Gaming communities have become a fertile ground for hate speech. This not only damages the online experience and mental health of players who are people of color and have diverse sexual and gender identities, but also helps shape the worldview of many. Thus, it contributes to the advancement of racist, misogynist, and LGBT-phobic norms and behaviors offline. Oh, look at this. This person said, conservative and extremist voices can operate under the radar. Apparently, there is no way to separate these two very different things, and there is no such thing as leftist extremists. Yeah, because that's what that sentence applies. And this is why I say I can't take these people serious, because they speak as if what they believe is the only truth. That their truth is the only truth. And it's so ironic, because some of the things that they're pushing is just not the truth. A man cannot be a woman can't be a man. That's the truth. But they say the opposite and try to say that's the truth, but that's a lie. Okay, I don't care what nobody say. No. I don't care what nobody say. I don't believe that shit. I love being treated like a guinea pig for governments looking to further control its populace. Also, the games themselves are not the problem. Really let that sink in. I would like games with old back, please. As it turns out, there was nothing wrong with them. Please and thanks. I'm stuck on to have become as a fertile ground for hate speech. I'm pretty sure it's going in the opposite direction since there's no public comms that are being heavily used like the old Black Ops 2 days. Silencing what little voice there is left. Voice comms already very rare because of the moderation costs. Flying over her research, I already know what Covert wants. She wants to establish video games as a form of psychological treatment method. This way they can get even more money from governments and in the form of science charity fund. Okay, so there's something that I saw, and I don't think, did I save it? There was a clip from that one guy, Grubbs, the guy who helped make World of Warfare. Yeah, this guy, Grums. Yeah, let's see if I can find the clip again. But he was explaining how some of the funding, well, I guess it doesn't matter. Y'all can find it on your own time. Oh, that's it right there. I don't know who that James Lindsay guy is. Case studies author. Yeah, so he was just pretty much explaining how some of the funding comes about, right? Because when people make video games, these people are not making it with their own money, okay? If you know anything about business, a lot of people talk about how if you're buying something, you're making a purchase, you're doing something, you're buying something to sell it, you don't buy it with your own money. You leverage credit, you try to find grants, you try to find people to give, to invest, you gotta use other people's money, okay? Don't use your money. First step of business, don't use your money. So, after the Summer of Love 2020, the George Fortification of America in different fields, right? The activists took over and strong-armed a lot of different things. And you got people like, the WEF, you got people like Larry Fink, what you say, forced behaviors, they're trying to force things to change, they're trying to force more progressive leaning stuff because they feel like that's what people like, that's what's popular, they feel like. And after George Floyd and all that shit happened, you see all the people that was, all the companies, corporations that was pretending to be pro-black this, they're putting the fist up everywhere. So because all that was going on, and you had grifters, left-wing grifters, like Kim Belair and other people, they were able to convince companies. Now, I'm not talking about them specifically, but people, they were able to convince companies that, okay, we need to invest in POC, BIPOC, BIPOC, LGBTQAI2S+, etc., etc. Because they feel like that's what was going to make the money, right? Because, again, these people only care about money. They don't really care too much about these individuals. The corporations only care about money. They don't really care too much about these individuals' politics. So what they feel like that the money is going to be in from the left wing perspective of things, that's what they're gonna go for. So they're doing a lot of funding for ESG funding, right? Because what do the WEF do, right? There's the ESG scores, environmental, social, governance scores. Okay, so people who fit certain criteria, their scores go up. Okay, that's why Boeing's is really high because they push a lot of DEI stuff. Who else had another one? I don't remember off the top of my head because there's so much shit. There's so much shit. And a lot of these companies, you know, they want to get there too. If you look at, for example, like the Oscar requirements, the requirements to be able to be nominated for an Oscar, I think I had made a whole video reacting to it. But you got to have this amount of people that's people of color, or this amount of people minorities that are in the movie or the show. You got to have the subject matter be about it. You either have to have the crew needs to be, you know, this amount of people of color, yada 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 yada. Pretty much trying to force things to happen instead of letting shit happen naturally. Okay, it's kind of running with the assumption that people are only going to hire white people, even though it's like we in 2024, bro. Like, why are y'all running with that assumption that people are just discriminating? You know what I mean? It's against the law. If people discriminate, they get in trouble. They get in big trouble. People not gonna risk that unless they're really stupid. I don't agree with that shit. I don't agree with that shit. Because then I understand when some people say it makes you think that, okay, so they weren't gonna hire this black person if they weren't pushing DEI. Is that what you're telling me? I don't agree with that when it comes to the pilot shit, because pilots, their training is very rigorous. Okay, but in other aspects, I understand where that comes from. But yeah, so a lot of that funding that they're using to make these games, it seems to me that a lot of that shit is drying up. I seen something about the WF admitting that it was something about that shit that I don't remember off the top of my head. I was trying to find the article earlier and I couldn't find it. But pretty much the wind is blowing and the tide is seemingly turning. And I think they're seeing that a lot of this shit that they're trying to do is not working. It's not coming out to money. You see, Hollywood has been fucked up, also due to other reasons. A lot of these games that they're pushing out is fucked up, not making money. Suicide Squad not making money. To other reasons, also, along with the progressive shit that they're pushing. There's a lot of other reasons why these things are happening, and they see that they're not getting a return of investment. And I think a lot of that money is drying up. So they're trying to constantly find ways to get this grant money to push these things. They have to find what would work. What would work for the Department of Homeland Security? Oh, we're trying to fight against extremism. What did the FBI say? White supremacy is the biggest threat. White supremacist domestic terrorism is the biggest threat to America. That's what they say. That's what they say. When's the last time you see something about white supremacists doing something crazy? Okay? And if you do see something, majority of the time, it's like a rally or whatever. They're outside in the street. Whatever, I don't care. Fuck them. I don't like them people. I don't give a fuck about them people. As long as they're not doing nothing to me, they don't touch nobody, they're not touching me, I don't give a fuck. Fuck them. Fuck them. You know, and it's to the point where a lot of these people, they want to provoke some of these people into doing something. They hope, they pray to God. They pray that people send them death threats. They pray that people go and do something extreme to go say, see, this is what I was talking about. This is what I was talking about. And it's like, bro, at the end of the day, these people are just affecting regular people's relaxation time, okay? People spend their hard-earned money to play games and do whatever. Just it's leisure time, is to relax, to unwind, and they're trying to infect it with bullshit. That's just the facts. That's just the facts of the matter, okay? They say it's conspiracy theory, but I mean, look at all this. That's not conspiracy. Look, combating extremism. Listen, and you got to understand these words, right? You got to think about who is saying these words and how do they define them. You got some of these people defining harassment as people being in your replies disagreeing with you, to the point where a lot of them turn off the comments because they don't want to see people disagree with them. You know what I mean? Because fundamentally they just disagree with these people and they think you're evil, they think you're dumb, they think you're evil, they think you're a Nazi, they think you're all these type of things. They think you're not even worth even engaging with. I don't know what else you want me to say. Like, these motherfuckers got the feds. They're being funded by the feds, federal agents. It's so crazy, boy. I promise you, I know some of these people are like communists, bro. I know some of these people are communists. Goddamn, you are a researching machine. Kudos for you doing all this legwork. It's so rare to see actual journalism perform these days. Sweet Baby helped make a terrible game in our woke. Yeah, gamers are the bad guys. Classic woke canon. Yeah, so this is very interesting. Let me follow this person because I'm curious about a lot of this shit. I'm gonna save this too. But it's like, damn, ADL, people from the ADL involved. These PhD people involved. Take this. Mental health and layoffs in games. Responding to Gamergate 2. If you're reading this, you've probably been hearing about what's now being called Gamergate 2. It's the latest targeted harassment campaign within the game industry. Yada yada. Montreal. Remember that meme from SpongeBob? What Patrick said? What if we take Bikini Bottom and move it somewhere else? What if we take Canada and move it somewhere else? That's what I'm feeling, bruh. Justin Trudeau and all these motherfuckers. I don't fuck with him. Oh my gosh. Large scale harassment. Yada yada yada. Scholars and journalists. Yada yada yada. No, the target harassment. Heart of Gamergate. Mid 2010s. Never went away. For everyone, it's extremely important to speak out and step up for folks who are being harmed. This kind of support can take, like, you know, and even like I brought up the black girl who's a dev on Black Panther. Look what she said. White people make me feel unsafe, or what, you know. I'm abbreviating, paraphrasing. You're saying something about a group of people. People are not gonna like that, and when people respond to that, you're gonna say that that's harassment. If that's harassment, then what about when a video goes viral? A video goes viral of somebody doing something racist to a black person, right? What's an example? I don't know. This is probably a generic example. There was someone, maybe a girl or a dude, that was in college, and there's a video of her saying N-word, 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 yada yada yada, nigger, 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 all that shit. Boom. What do people on social media do? They go find their name. They go send their name to all their employers and their school. Woo, woo, woo. I think some people got kicked out of school. Some people got fired from their jobs. And, you know, so that's justified, right? That's justified. You said something that's a slur, that's hateful to a whole group of people. That's taboo, taboo, taboo. And now you face the consequences, right? They all agree with that. But then when you flip it to saying something about a group of people, white people, or men, it's A-okay. It's A-okay, and matter of fact, it's not even bad. It doesn't mean anything. There's no problem with it. And you see all these people say that shit. The Black Panther girl said that shit. The Kotaku girl said that shit. This is what these people believe. And it's like, and if you say something, you're harassing them. Imagine if one of them college kids that was being racist, saying racist shit, if they said, "Oh, all these people trying to get me fired, it's harassment, it's harassment, they're harassing me." You wouldn't agree with that, right? I don't know what to tell you. You could it's so interesting how you could just work somewhere and say you don't like this type of people, these type of people. You can say you hate these type of people, and you're okay. Like, I don't know. It's just a weird precedent, because the thing that I know that from my experience, the pendulum always swings back. Okay, it swings this way, it's gonna swing back that way just as hard. So even though it's swinging this way real hard right now, it's gonna swing back. I feel like it can swing back, and the thing that the monster that you create is gonna come back to bite you. Look at a lot of like these progressive ideologies, right? Look how some of these people who are very progressive, very left leaning, who are pro-Palestinian, who are pro-Palestine, pro-Gaza, right? You know, free Gaza, free Palestine. You feel me? I pray for them people, man. They under attack, boy. It's tough. They're in a tough situation. Anyways, a lot of them are very anti-Israel. They hate Israel. They hate Zionists. Some of them are doing stuff that seemed as anti-Semitic, right? But it's the thing that's funny about that is that the things that they're doing, the moves that they're making, a lot of that they got that from the playbook of some Jewish people, like the people in the ADL, because they pushed and promoted that behavior that they're showing. And now that the tide has turned, and now that they are the oppressors, and the activists are the oppressed, well, now that they're the oppressors and the Palestinians are the oppressed, now the tide turns on you. So the beast that you created is biting your ass. You dig what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying, right? You get the analogy. That's just what I'm peeping, bro. Off the top of my head, that's what I'm peeping. It's like, it's just weird shit. It's weird, bro. It's weird. That's what these people think, bro. But, you know, all of this, to wrap it up, to sum it up, all of this is just a guise for control. They want to control you. That's what it comes down to. They want to control you, and it's under the guise of good intentions. They're trying to stop extremism. They want to stop far-right extremism. They want to stop Nazis. At the end of the day, these people believe things that I don't believe, that you don't believe, that we don't believe. And we're simply expressing that we don't like that shit. Cut it out. But you know how people act, certain people act when they are faced with backlash, when they're faced with disagreements. They lose their minds and act like children. And now they got government funding to try to just make shit terrible. But again, you know, the only thing we could do is answer with our wallets. When the shit that they're doing and people stop buying it, you know, they're gonna be out of money. And when these companies are losing money, they gonna course correct. You know, like Marvel and Disney are doing right now. They see that the stuff they've been putting out has been flopping. The Marvels flop. Ant-Man 3 flop. She-Hulk flop. So now they're trying to pivot and focus on the things that people actually like. Okay? It is what it is. So, you know, it is what it is. So, you know, I'm gonna keep y'all updated. I'm gonna stay updated on this. This is very interesting to me. And you gotta follow the money, right? Department of Homeland Security. I never knew about this. Take this, huh? But avoidance to action. A call for open dialogue on hate, harassment, and extremism. Rachel Cowart. So there's Rachel Cowart again. At this year's Ethical Games Conference. Like, this stuff is real. I wanted to share Ethical Games Conference. What? What did it? Like, when did these things happen? Where did these things come from? Rachel, she writes a lot of shit. Rachel Cowart. Digital Thriving in a Post-Pandemic World. A Pro-Social Blueprint. Oh my gosh, are these all women? These are all women. Liz, Elizabeth, Eve, Cassie Walker, Rachel. Oh my gosh, I'm about to say something real sexist. I'm just kidding. That's funny. Now I'm not saying that women can't be in fields like this, but it's something that I noticed, that there are a lot of women that are susceptible to these type of things, right? Because it comes down to the victim mindset, the oppressed versus the oppressor. So if you're a woman, you're automatically in the oppressed stage. So a lot of women operate, or a lot of women I feel like are susceptible to some of these ideas, left-leaning ideas, because it paints them as the victim in perpetuity, forever. So it's really interesting that all these people writing these articles that I'm seeing on Take This, these are all women, right? I know some people in the military to be like, oh, America was great until the moms of America got their hands on shit and, you know, being Karens and trying to change shit. Oh, you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't do that, nagging and shit. This is kind of, I think, an extension of that idea. Okay, I ain't gonna lie to you. Well, that's not safe. Ooh, shut up. Grow a spine. You want people to be weak and fucking crybabies. Shut up. Xbox, of course. Microsoft going all in. Boy, they want that ESG points. Oh my god. Anyways, thanks for watching the video. I tried to not make the video long as fuck when it already came to 41 minutes. I'm sorry, bro. This should just be so interesting to me, okay? If it's interesting to you too, let me know in the comments down below. And subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Because, you know, YouTube don't like the shit that we talking about. So hit the notification bell. Hit the bell so you can get notified straight to your cellular device. And yeah, you know, join the fam. Join the gang. Let's keep pushing this extremism. Okay? And this right-wing propaganda. Oh, boy. 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 Ay, ay, ay. I'll see you on the next video. Peace out.